Hi, this is Faxi Nadu, and we are today, right now, on the subject of hypnotic trance. And what we want to show you is we're working on a track. We have a track going, and as you can see, it is 256 bars, and that's the way we've started it. All the channels, except some of the latest channels, are going from 128 to 256, which is also like over 3 minutes. But most of the channels, as you see, are going throughout the whole track. Now we are talking about how you can work in this genre and still get variations and things that pop out of the mix. And I want to combine in this video this philosophy with something we've shown in a previous video, and it is sampling words from the internet, as well as using the scope modular system. So bringing together a lot of the things that I often talk about. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, let's play it as it is. We're going to take incoming scanners, police scanners, that we found online. If we go on this page, broadcastify.com, we can find various police and all sorts of radio scanners, not just police, fire department, airports and stuff like that. I've opened 4 of these. Indianapolis, Metro, blah, 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 LAPD, and Chicago Police Department. And they're all live right now and feeding audio. And if we listen to it as it is...
241, incomplete 911 call, 3350 Georgetown Road.
Hello, Supervisor, 5 by 30th and Cullen.
So that's what we're getting. But what we do want is to actually kind of snap it into our track. And for this, we're using Modular. So instead of it going, we can sample it directly. But instead of sampling it directly, we're sending it first to this modular patch. And what it is doing is, if you look, the incoming audio is coming from over here, the audio 1 input, and that is the actual feed that you've heard when we press play right here. And that is incoming, and it is going into a VCA, into an amplifier. And this amplifier is controlled by this envelope. And this envelope is getting its gate signals from this sequencer over here. And the sequencer itself is being told when to start and stop via MIDI. So bottom line, what we have to do is we go into our MIDI, and all it is just a straight up line that tells it that when we press play, play this note, play this sequencer. It doesn't even matter which note it's on. It can be on any note. It's just a gate signal to restart the sequencer. And then when we press play, so every time the sequencer hits this on switch over here, it'll trigger the envelope and it'll play, it'll open up this stream that we heard before, and it'll play it based on the envelope that we have set up here. Now, the thing that we did with the envelope is we have the decay being modified by an LFO. So there is a variation on the decay. So at certain spots, it is open to a different degree, and that is giving us variation and gives us a really percussive and sort of live sound going on. Then we have just really simple filtering, just taking off a bit off the top with a 2-pole low-pass filter, and a high-pass filter that is taking away all the low end and all that stuff that we don't want, and just a distortion and saturator chain with a little bit on each one, just to give it some more presence. And if we look at our effects, we're again just cutting some more of the lows with a low cut dedicated EQ. And this one is not connected to anything, it's just confusing. I can delete this one actually. And the bottom line is, what we get from this is, if we just solo, let's solo this MIDI. So if we add our track to this, then we can understand actually what is going on. So let's play our track as well. Now this would obviously be just the basis. Before we record this whole thing, I think I'm going to kind of mess around and add another filter. And maybe I will add some delay to this whole thing, and maybe not, but I just want to show you how you can use this sort of broadcastify, use these police scanners, not just as vocal samples, also as percussive samples that are varying throughout your track, especially if you're working in this huge 256 bar loop. So when we have this thing coming in from the scanners, so it's always random, right? It's always going to be a little bit of a different. Each hit is going to be a little bit different, and we don't even know what it's going to contain, and that's the cool thing about it. So yeah, check out this method. Try it out for yourself. See ya.